Hey guys, how's it going? Today I am going to do a video on do's and don'ts. Just general ones. So let's start. For do. Do give your guinea pig healthy pellets. Don't give them unhealthy ones. Unhealthy pellets have nuts or seeds or colored pieces. Nuts and seeds are not a part of a guinea pig's diet, and they are a choking hazard. The color bits are just sugary pieces of junk, and that's unhealthy for your pigs. It can cause weight gain and health problems. So get pellets that are plain. I use Oxbow Cavi Cuisine. Next, do make sure your guinea pigs have unlimited hay. Don't just give them little clumps of hay here and there and wait for them to run out before you fill it up again. You should always have hay available to them. They should be able to eat as much as they want and not have to wait for you to refill it. Hay is the number one thing that grinds down their teeth. Not just their front teeth, but their back molars. And that is the most important thing about hay. And it's also good for their digestion. Now for another don't let your water bottles sit for probably 2 days with the same water inside. It's going to be stale and not taste very good and could be warm. Guinea pigs would appreciate fresh, clean water every day or every other day. Maybe if you had water sitting, say, on your bedside table, after 2 days, if you try it, it tastes yucky. Same for piggies, so keep them with some fresh water. So for some don'ts, don't use vitamin C drops to put in water. It just mucks up the water. You can't tell how much vitamin C your piggy is actually getting. And vitamin C degrades in natural light and from hitting the air. So when you put drops in your water, it's only going to last for about 20 minutes. So it's just a waste. Your guinea pigs can get their vitamin C from their pellets being fresh and from fresh vegetables. If you are worried about their vitamin C intake or they need extra, maybe because they're sick, you can get vitamin C tablets and give them a little piece of that each day. Make sure your guinea pig has stuff to chew on, wood that is safe for them. I have chews here. Rugby's house is wood, his fiddlesticks, and he has a little hay mat to chew on. So those are all very important, because as I've said before, you need to help their teeth grind down. Now don't have mineral licks or salt licks in your cage. Those are useless. They'll get all the minerals and vitamins they need from a healthy diet. And salt, there's more than enough salt in their pellets and their little treats you give them throughout the day. Salt is not something that you need lots of in a day. So it is really unhealthy to have the salt licks, because of course your pig's going to lick it, but it's not good for them. Too much salt can cause health problems, just like in humans. We get enough salt in everything we eat during the day, probably way too much salt. You wouldn't want to carry around a little salt lollipop. It's just totally unnecessary and unhealthy for your pig. So if you have those, you might as well toss them, because you're not doing your guinea pig any favors. Another thing to toss would be those little treat sticks. Those are unhealthy. They have nuts and little pieces of sugary fruit. They're usually put together with honey and eggs, which are nothing that your pig needs in their daily diet. They just cause obesity and health problems. They are not good. They're a choking hazard. If you want to give your pig a healthy treat, give them their favorite vegetable. Okay, so another do would be trim your guinea pig's nails often. I trim my guinea pig's nails once a week, but for furry pigs, I'd say every 2 or 3 weeks would be great. You want to keep them nice and trim so that they don't hurt themselves. You know, they scratch near their eyes. You wouldn't want them to have long, sharp nails. They could cut themselves. And also, the more often you do it, the easier it's going to be, because you're not going to have to take off as much, so you're not going to be as scared to cut the quick, because you'll probably just have to take off the tips. Oh, that was a big stretch, Grover. And for skinny pigs, I would say you don't need to bath them. furry pigs, yes, you can bath them. Depending how long their hair is, I'd say 2 or 3 times a year. Again, if you have a really hairy guinea pig and they get pee stains or anything like that, you might have to do it more often. But for skinny pigs, like, I have not found a reason to bath my skinny pigs. I keep their cage really clean, and if you do wash them, you're going to wash away their natural skin oils, and that's going to dry them out and make them uncomfortable. So really, I do not see any need to wash them. They stay nice and clean on their own. Now, another important do is keep your pigs in pairs or more. In the wild, they live in herds. They're very social creatures. They need buddies. They need companionship to feel close, to talk and interact with each other. And be very, very lonely and sad if you had a piggy live by themselves. Another don't would be, don't keep your pigs in a dirty, messy cage or a small cage. Guinea pigs need exercise. They need room to run around whenever they feel like it. And they need to be kept clean for obvious reasons, for health issues. You wouldn't want them to get fungal infections. So keep your cage clean. I clean mine twice a week. Some people might have to do it more or less depending how many pigs you have and how dirty they get. And always keep their sleeping areas dry and tidy, because again, you wouldn't want them laying in a wet spot or in a poopy area. And as for a cage, you need to have a big cage. It is so, so important. As I said, they need to have room to run around and enjoy themselves. Keeping them in a small pet store cage is not acceptable. And if you say you don't have room for a bigger cage, then perhaps you shouldn't have a guinea pig unless you can provide them with a large cage. And I'm not talking a large pet store cage. I'm talking creating your own large cage. Pet store cages are not big enough for one pig, let alone 2 or more. So another big don't would be, do not keep your guinea pigs anywhere drafty, cold, or too hot. They're very delicate and sensitive creatures. They cannot take drastic changes in heat. You should never have them in a room that's more than, I'd say, 79, 78 degrees, and never colder than, for furry pigs, I'd say in the low 60s is getting chilly. I'd say 65 to 75 would be perfect. Or if you have skinny pigs, it needs to be about 72 to 76 degrees, no colder. So that brings me to something else. Make sure you have warm, cozy areas for your guinea pigs to sleep, so that they don't lose too much heat while they're sleeping. And if you have windows, make sure they're not drafty. That's why I put towels up everywhere, because now it's getting winter and a little bit of cool air naturally comes through your window. You can't help it. Like, my windows aren't drafty or anything like that, but I just put that up just to be safe, because your piggies can get sick if they're getting drafts blown on them. Also, I have the floor vent there, so Barnaby and Ernie have that towel put there because I don't want any cool air from the air conditioning to get on them. And I would never keep my guinea pigs outside because you can't control the vast temperature changes outside, and you can't protect them from animals that might prey upon them. And also, when your guinea pigs are outside, I don't think it's as easy to keep track of how well they're doing. Another major don't is, do not ever stick your guinea pig in one of those little hamster balls. Their backs do not bend like hamsters or rats. Also, do not have a wheel in their cage either. Same thing. You can cause serious back injuries and leg injuries to them. They're not like hamsters and rats or gerbils that run along wheels, so don't put them in that.